Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar. I welcome all of you to this third video on NQueen problem. In the previous video, that is second video, we saw a function called place function. This place function is going to check, just going to check. It's not going to place, although name of the function is place. It's only going to check whether we can keep kth queen, whether we can place the kth queen, k is the queen number, in the ith column. I is the column number. And if you can place the kth queen in the ith column, of course in the kth row, remember kth queen is placed in the kth row, but we want to know whether in that kth row you can place, can you place kth queen in the ith column? If you can, then the function returns true. But if you can't, because there is a vertical attack with the previously placed queens, this is for vertical attack, column attack, or operator, or there is a diagonal attack. If either of the two types of attacks are hindering or obstructing the queen, then we will return false. So we saw this in big detail in the previous video. Now in this video, we will see how to write a recursive function called nQueen function. This nQueen function, as you see, is making heavy use of place function. And when you see this call, place k comma I, you should read this as, this is actually a question we are asking. The question is, can we place kth queen in the ith column? That's the question, isn't it? And if we can place ith queen in the kth column, then proceed placing it. You also recall that we are not using a matrix. In the first video, I explained, and even in the second video, we are not going to use a matrix to solve the program, but we are going to use a simple one-dimensional array which can help you even for finding diagonal attack and vertical attack. So let's see how this nQueen problem solves this nQueen problem solves this procedure. This nQueen function is called from main by passing the value of k as 1. So the first function called from the main is nQueen1. It's very easy to understand because we want to start placing the first queen on the chessboard, isn't it? So we start with the parameter k as 1. That is what I have shown here at the bottom of the screen. That is nQueen function has begun. I have written this name in short. Instead of nQueen, I have written it as nq. nQueen function has been called with the parameter 1. So I have written k as 1. K is the parameter. So let's see what happens really when nQueen1 begins. When nQueen1 begins, there is a for loop inside here, you watch, which varies I from 1 to n. Remember, n is 4 in our problem because there are 4 queens in this problem and we have got 4 by 4 chessboard. What is this for loop all about, Look at this. We have k equal to 1. That means we are interested in placing the first queen. K is 1. And in which row will you place the first queen? Obviously in first row. So row is not a problem. We know that the first queen has to be placed in the first row. But where in first row? In which column? It can be column 1, it can be column 2, column 3, column 4. In fact, that is what we have to check. In which column it is suitable to store the first queen. So you can see that we have to check the column numbers 1 to 4 in our problem. In fact, we have to check all the columns sequentially one after the other. So are you understanding this for loop which is written in the code varies I from 1 to 4 in our problem and I is the column number. Isn't it so? I will be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So this for is responsible for varying I, which will be the column number, and k is of course the row number. Now keeping k as 1, We enter the for loop and let's make I as 1. So here at the bottom of the screen, I'm showing that the for loop has begun in this function and I is 1. Now then, when the for starts, it will check whether we can place, check this what I am underlining, whether we can place first queen in the first column because both k and I are 1. Now I am not discussing the place function all over again, but you remember place function will check whether we can place first queen in the first column. Look at the dot here, which I am drawing in the matrix. This is what we are asking. Can we place the queen here in the first row, first column? And indeed, place function will return true. No need to explain this because at the moment no other queens have been placed. So what trouble will first queen have to go in the first row, first column? So place function will definitely return true. So the if statement here becomes true. It says that you can place first queen in the first column. Hence, the if statement executes. And the line over here says that xk, remember we are using one dimensional array x, xk should become 1 because I is 1 at the moment. So check what I am drawing here for the x array. K is 1 at the moment, isn't it? So xk, that is x1, becomes 1. In fact, making x1 equal to 1 means we have now decided that we will store the queen number 1, first queen, in the first column and of course in the first row. Now, after we place the queen, so in fact, this line, this line xk equal to I is nothing but place the queen. We have now definitely placed the kth queen in the ith column. Now, the next line is the if statement. It is asking the queen which you have just now placed, kth queen. Remember, it was first queen. Was it equal to the last queen? Remember NS4? So it is indirectly asking which queen did you place just now? Did you place the fourth queen, that is last queen? No, this wasn't true. We were just at the first. But what if we were at the last queen, that is k was 4? It means we have placed first queen, second queen, third queen, and now k is 4. Imagine. Then we have placed all the queens. So we have found the solution and we can print the solution. So this solution will get printed only when k becomes 4. And that k, that is queen number, is successfully placed. But this if is false because k isn't equal to n. So we will land in else here. This else is the else of the if that we are talking about. And this else will make a recursive call. Check this recursive call. N queen is calling itself. That is n queen k plus 1. So this NQ, look at this recursive call here. This NQ function, that is n queen function, is now going to call n queen with value k plus 1. K plus 1 here means 2. What that means is that the parameter that we are talking about of the n queen function, which was 1 all this time, will no more be 1, isn't it? Now we have called the same function with value 2. And hence, n queen now starts placing the second queen. K is the queen number. So I'll just update this position of k here in the X array. Now we are talking about the second queen. Now, in which row should a second queen go? Obviously in the second row. No question about it. So we know that k equal to 2, the second queen must go in the second row here. But in second row, which column? Now, I'm sure you know that it should go in the third column. Because if you place the second queen in the third column, then this second queen will not attack the previous queen either diagonally or vertically. I hope you are understanding what I am talking about. I mean, you know that you can't place it in the first column, neither in the second column, because these will give vertical and diagonal attack. So you must place the queen in the third column. But my program is going to rigorously check it, isn't it? So while placing the second queen, we will check the first column, second column, third column, and fourth column. We will check all these columns sequentially. So I hope you understand the importance of this for loop again. While placing the second queen, check for all columns sequentially so that you are able to ask, can I place second queen in first column? No, then can I place second queen in second column? No, then can I place second queen in third? And so on, isn't it? So each column is going to be checked. Okay, so let's keep k as 2 here. Look at this recursive steps that I am drawing here. K is 2, second queen is getting placed, and the for loop will start all over again with I equal to 1, isn't it? So keeping I as 1, we now begin the for loop and we ask the place function, please check, can second queen be placed in the first column? Now you again watch second queen in the first column, check the dot here, can't be placed. It will give a vertical attack to the previously placed queen. And you know how place function works, it's going to return false. It says no, it's dangerous to place the second queen in the first column. Hence, as place function has returned false, none of these lines will run, isn't it? Let's check the scope of this if. This if is up to. This if is up to this place which I am marking here. Watch this. So this entire if body will be skipped, isn't it so? It is going to come out of the if, and after the if we have the end of the for. Watch this, which what I am underlining. What that means is the for loop is going to repeat now. Remember, for started with I equal to 1, and now here in the recursive step, watch that I am making I equal to 2 because for I equal to 1 it did not work. So the for repeats. I hope you are understanding, isn't it? So what happens next? Now I is equal to 2 and still k is equal to 2, isn't it? We are still in the same function nq with k equal to 2. So what happens when I is 2? When I is 2, again we check the place function and we ask place function, is it safe to keep second queen in the second column? I is 2 now. And place function will definitely return false. You can't place the second queen in the second column. It is going to attack diagonally the previously placed queen. What that means is the if is false again. And the entire scope of this if, this one, is going to be skipped. And the next line is end of the for, the close brace of the for. So what that means is we are going to go back to for and we are going to try with I equal to 3. Watch how this function nq2 has asked, can we place second queen in first column? No was the answer. Can we place second queen in second column? No was the answer. Now it will ask, can we place second queen in the third column? Now watch this. If you place the dot here, second queen in the third column, it's not going to attack the previously placed queen. So the place function is going to return true by checking all kinds of attacks. It says no, it's not going to obstruct any other queen. So this is going to return true. And as it returns true, the statements run inside the if, which is xk equal to I. Now notice xk means x2 and x2 becomes equal to 3. What that means is we have really placed the second queen in the third column. Now after xk equal to I, the next line checked is if k is equal to n. Now k is just 2. We are at the second queen. And we are asking which queen did we place right now? Was it the last queen? Was it the fourth queen? No is the answer. Then solution is still not found, isn't it? So this if is false. And else runs, which makes a call to n queen k plus 1. That means nq2, n queen 2 is now going to call n queen 3 and make the parameter k equal to 3. Isn't it so? So when is the call to n queen made? When is this recursive call made? Please try to understand. You can make an English statement like this. A summary of all this can be an English statement. If you are successful in placing the kth queen on the chessboard, and if it was not the last queen, then call n queen for the next queen, isn't it? So you see here you are sure that you have successfully placed the kth queen, isn't it? And if it is not the last queen, if this condition is false, then you go ahead and place the next queen. I hope you are understanding. So let's call n queen 3 now. Okay. Something I want to say, I have patience and I hope you have the same. Let's call n queen 3 now, isn't it? The parameter k is 3. So we are now about to place the third queen. K is 3. So definitely third queen will be placed in third row, isn't it? But where in the third row? So again we start the for loop so that I becomes 1 and we ask, can we place third queen in the first column? So here we go in the recursive diagram here I am making I equal to 1 and you know the answer will be false. You cannot place the third queen in the first column. It is going to attack the first queen vertically, isn't it so? So you know when this if becomes false, when the if is false, we simply do not execute all this, but we go back to the for, and I becomes true. I hope now you are aware of what's happening. So I will not draw those arrows again and again in the code. But then if you cannot place third queen in the first column, then check, can it be placed in the second column? No will be the answer again. Place will return false. You can't place the third queen in the second column. It's really going to attack diagonally the second queen. So if it can't be placed in the second column, then I becomes 3 in the for loop. And you see that it can't be placed in the third column either. So I becomes 4. And you watch, even the fourth column is not ideal. It's going to attack the previous queen diagonally. So what? Something interesting now. Genuinely interesting. The for loop has completed now. You watch, the for was supposed to go only from 1 to 4. And it seems that it has for the third queen, it has tested all the columns. And none of the columns were ideal for placing the third queen. I mean, this place function always returned false for every column when we were placing the third queen. What that means is the for loop will simply end because it has finished counting from 1 to 4. And what happens when the for loop ends? The next line runs, which I am marking now. Check, the for has finished. And when for ends, the next line runs, which is end of the function. So please try to understand that the nqueen function has finished. But which nqueen function has finished? The one which was running, isn't it? The function which was running was nqueen 3. And nqueen 3 has finished counting from 1 to 4, isn't it? So the for loop of nqueen 3 ends, and after the for loop, we have end of the function. This means we are unable to place the third queen anywhere in the third row. I hope you understand. And nqueen 3 ends with a failure. It is not able to place that queen. So what do you do? Remember the first video, second video, we explained what do you mean by backtracking. Hello, you are not able to place the third queen. Then you better backtrack to the second queen, isn't it? And you try to place it somewhere else in the next column of the same row so that you can place the third queen properly. That backtracking step I am explaining now. Watch that. Nqueen 3 is over. So obviously the calling function nqueen 2 will resume, isn't it? The calling function resumes nqueen 2. That's what I am saying. We are back to the second queen on the chessboard. And what happens when this function resumes? So I'll better erase nqueen 3 from my working. And we are back to nqueen 2. Nqueen 2 resumes. Resumes means it will start doing its work, what it was doing last time. Well, what was nqueen 2 doing? Wait a minute, I'll again take k equal to 2. Now k is 2 again, isn't it? Because we are back in nqueen 2 here. So what will nqueen 2 do when it will resume? Remember what it was doing last time. It was busy in its for loop. Nqueen 2 had counted up to 3, you see. Now nqueen 2 says that I will repeat my for loop. Of course, it has to finish its for loop, isn't it? And n queen 2 will say, last time I was 3, now I'll repeat my for loop and make I equal to 4. And when this I becomes 4 in the for loop here, it's going to now check, in the for loop, when I becomes 4, can it place second queen in the fourth column? Well, can you place the second queen in the fourth column? Obviously, yes. It's not going to obstruct the previous queen, isn't it? Check the dot here. So as you can place, this place is going to return true. It's going to do xk equal to I. Now watch this again, so interesting. We had this xk, that is x2 equal to 3 earlier, isn't it? But look how we are now going to change the solution that we found earlier. And we say, no, it's not ideal to keep the second queen in the third column, but we'll keep the second queen in the fourth column. xk becomes I, watch this. And then again the same question we ask, which queen did you place right now? Second, was it the last queen? No. Then none of these lines run, but the else runs, and it calls in queen 3. I know too much of explanation. That is what I said. I have patience, and I hope you have the same. So n queen k plus 1 gets called now. That means n queen 2 is now going to call n queen 3 again, isn't it? Which means k is 3. Great, isn't it? So n queen 3 was a failure some time back, isn't it? It was not able to place the third queen properly. So we went back to n queen 2. We said, listen, second queen, you are at the third column, but it seems this position is not correct. So we will rectify your position. We will make that position as 4. And now we are at the third again, n queen 3. So I'll just update a few counters here. Now we are trying to place the third queen again. K is 3. Here we are in the X array. Now we are trying to decide what should be the value of xk, isn't it? So let's start the function again with k equal to 3, fresh function. You know that I becomes 1 in the for loop. And the question is, can we place third queen, kth queen in the ith column, first column? No is the answer. You can't place it. So place will return false. If place returns false, the loop repeats and I becomes 2. Question is, can we place third queen? Can we place third queen in the second column? The answer will be yes. Place will return true because it is not obstructing any of the previous queens. Hence, as the place has returned true this time, xk will become I. That means x of k is going to become 2. I is 2, isn't it? This means that the third queen is placed in the second column. Next question, was it the last queen? Which queen did we place right now? Third queen. And number of queens are 4. So this is false. Hence else will run and else is going to call n queen 4. Finally, we are at the last queen, nq4. That means k is 4 now. New function starts. Isn't it so? So if nq4 starts, it means we have placed first 3 queens, isn't it? That's why we are at fourth queen. So let me update a few counters. With k equal to 4, we are going to fall in trouble again. You know that. K is 4, trying to place the fourth queen. Here we go. In the X array, k is 4. So when k is 4, let's go to our recursive step and make I equal to 1. Fourth queen in the first column, impossible. Check the chessboard that I have drawn and think of the dots. I am not drawing that now. Fourth queen in the second column, not possible. Third column, not possible. Fourth column also not possible. Check the dot here. It's going to obstruct the second queen, isn't it? So what that means is the for loop for n queen 4 is ending now. This for has finished counting from 1 to 4. And it seems that fourth queen is uncomfortable in any of the columns. And when the for ends, the next line runs here. The next line is end of the n queen. So n queen 4, which was running, will now terminate. What that means is n queen 4 was unable to place the fourth queen anywhere on the fourth row. So what did we do? If the fourth queen cannot be placed, you backtrack, isn't it? You backtrack to the previous queen. That is the recursive step. Now you see, if n queen 4 is a failure, rather it ends, when the function ends, the calling function resumes and n queen 3 resumes, isn't it? So I'll just clean the slate here. N queen 4 is ending and we are back to n queen 3. Updating some counters again. Now, if we are back to n queen 3, then the value of k is back to 3 because the parameter k is 3 now. So we are back at this third queen. K is 3. What happens next? You watch. When this function n queen 3 resumes, it will resume with its for loop, isn't it? Because that's the work it was doing last time. And last time I was 2. Now the value of I is going to become 3. And we are going to ask the same question. Can we place third queen, that is kth queen, in the third column, that is ith column? Check. 3 comma 3 here is impossible for the third queen. You can't place third queen in the third column. It's going to obstruct the first queen and the second queen, both diagonally. So we make I equal to 4. And third queen cannot be placed even in the fourth column. It's going to attack the previous queen. So, good lord. Even in this function, you see, n queen 3, which is right now running, n queen 3, the for loop has come to an end and says enough is enough. I am not able to place the third queen anywhere further. So when the for loop ends, n queen function will end, isn't it? What that means is n queen 3 has also finished raising hand. I can't place this third queen anymore. And if n queen 3 ends, n queen 2 resumes. We are back to second. So n queen 3 was a failure. So we are back to the second queen. Okay, I'll just erase this n queen 3 function so that we can properly see what happens in n queen 2 now. And I will also update some counters. Now k is 2 because we are back to n queen 2, isn't it? K is 2. And in the array also I will show k is at element 2, isn't it? K is 2. So what happens in n queen 2? N queen 2 says, look, I will resume with my work. And n queen 2 was running its for loop. Oh, good lord, but look at this. N queen 2 has already reached 4. That means I has already become 4. What that means is for loop of n queen 2 is going to end. And when the for ends, obviously n queen function will come to an end. So n queen 2 has also said, look, I am already at the fourth column. I can't place this second queen anywhere after the fourth column, isn't it? So n queen 2 is over and we are back to n queen 1. So we are back to the first queen. So what is your inference? There is no solution for n queen problem with 4 queens if the first queen is placed in the first row, first column. I hope you are understanding. If the first queen is placed in row 1, column 1, there was no solution. So we are back to n queen. We are back to n queen 1. Let me update some counters. Don't worry, we are now at the finish here. K is 1 now because we are back in n queen 1. And I'll also update the counter k in the X array. K is 1 now. So let's see what n queen 1 does. What was it doing last time? It was busy in its for loop. Look at the bottom of the screen. It had I equal to 1. Now n queen 1 is going to say, I am just going to repeat my for and going to make I equal to 2. And after making I equal to 2 in the for loop, it's going to ask the place function, can I place first queen in the second column? Watch this. There is no trouble absolutely to place the first queen in the second column. It's not going to obstruct any other previously placed queens. We are only checking previously placed queens, isn't it? It's not obstructing. What that means is we are going to make xk equal to I. So xk, which was 1 earlier, will now become equal to 2. So we have said, look, first queen, other queens were uncomfortable when you are placed in the first column. Now we are changing your solution, and first queen, you better be in the second column. And then comes our question, was it the last queen? No, it was just the first queen. So the condition is false, and we will call the n queen function recursively. So n queen 1 again calls n queen 2 with k equal to 2. Okay, enough is enough now. I am not going back to the function. But when k is 2, I will be 1, the for loop starts. And the question is, I'll just erase a few counters here. I'm not even writing the counters now, okay? Anywhere in the picture. So when I is 1, we are asking, second queen, can you go in the first column? No is the answer. Second queen, can you go in the second column? No is the answer. Then third column, no. Fourth column, yes. Second queen can go in the fourth column. Check the dot. That means second queen, x of k, should become equal to 4. Anyway, it was 4. Okay. So second queen was placed successfully. Indeed, NQ3 will be called due to recursive call. So now the value of the parameter k is 4. And when we are in this new function, we will start the for loop all over with I equal to 1. Sorry, k is 3. I'm so sorry. So can we place third queen in the first column? Yes is the answer. Check the dot I am drawing in the matrix. So place function is going to return true. As it returns true, xk, that is x3, is going to become 1. I'm going to make this 1. So I'll say third queen, you better be in the first column because this arrangement is not going to obstruct the first two queens. So we have successfully placed the third queen also. So we will call n queen recursively with k plus 1, that is 4. So we are finally at the last queen. So what happens is I becomes 1 again and we ask fourth queen, can you go in the first column? No is the answer. Second column, no. Third column, yes. Check the dot I am drawing in the matrix. You can place the fourth queen in the third column. So place function will return true. And as it returns true, we are going to make xk, that is x4, equal to 3. And now comes our question. Now comes the important question. After placing the function, after placing the queen, here is the question, isn't it? Which queen did you place? Fourth queen? Oh, good lord, that was the last queen. So it's time to print the solution, isn't it? The solution is simply printed by printing all the values of the X array. So I have just taken a for loop from 1 to n, from 1 to 4, and I have printed each element of the X array. That's how the solution 2413 will get printed. Now, I suggest all of you that don't stop the tracing over here. Take a pen and paper, and from wherever I have left out, you think over it that what will happen next, because this nqueen function is going to print all the solutions. We have just now printed only one solution. Just to help you, what happens next? Just now we have printed the solution using the for loop, and after that, what will happen? Please try to understand this else will not run. I mean, nqueen 4 will not call nqueen 5 because this if which I am marking over here was true, isn't it? The recursive call runs only when k is less than n, but k is equal to n. So the recursive call won't be made and for loop will simply repeat. That means we are continuing with n queen 4 and I is going to become 4. And it's going to say, okay, we have found out a solution with fourth queen in the third column. Can fourth queen get placed in the fourth column? This is how the function will continue and it will find all the solutions. Well, I am leaving that work to you. I'm sure this was a very, very long explanation. But trust me, I learn recursive functions and any new program in this fashion. And I hope you have understood nqueen very properly and you will continue this nqueen till the end, isn't it? When it is going to end? It's going to end when the first queen also goes out of the chessboard. It's going to end. Okay, that's it for nqueen function. Thank you very much.